everyone. December 3rd, daily meditation. Today's message is about developing healthy tolerance. Many of us are skilled at denying and discounting what hurts us. We may endure a particular situation, telling ourselves repeatedly, it's not that bad. We shouldn't be so demanding. It'll change one day. We should be able to live with it. It doesn't annoy us. The other person didn't really mean it. It doesn't hurt. Maybe it's just us. We may fight and argue with ourselves about the reality and validity of our pain. Our right to feel it and do something about it. Often, we'll tolerate too much or so much that we become furious and refuse to tolerate anymore. We can learn to develop healthy tolerance. We do that by setting healthy boundaries and trusting ourselves to own our power with people. We can lessen our pain and suffering by validating and paying attention to ourselves. We can work at shortening the time between identifying a need to set a boundary and taking clear, direct action. We aren't crazy. Some behaviors really do bug us. Some behaviors really are inappropriate, annoying, hurtful, or abusive. We don't have to feel guilty about taking care of ourselves once we identify a boundary that needs to be set. Look at the experience as an experiment in owning our power and establishing new healthy boundaries and limits for ourselves. We don't have to feel guilty or apologize or explain ourselves after we've set the boundary. We can learn to accept the awkwardness and discomfort of setting boundaries with people. We can establish our rights to have these limits. We can give the other person room to have and explore his or her feelings. We can give ourselves rooms to have the feelings. As we struggle to own our power and create good working relationships. Once we can trust our ability to take care of ourselves, we will develop healthy, reasonable tolerance of others. The affirmation says, today, God, help me begin striving for healthy boundaries and healthy tolerance for myself and others. So, boundaries, developing healthy boundaries is a big part of healing and recovery. A lot of times, like I said, we might have discounted or try to act like something didn't hurt or annoy us when it really did. And once that keeps happening over and over, sometimes we can react inappropriate because our boundary just keeps getting crossed. So what this is saying is, yes, it might feel awkward or discomfort when you bring up setting the boundary. Say, hey, when you do this, it makes me feel this way. And like I said, you don't have to explain yourself. It's your feelings. Your feelings are valid. And allow the other person space to explore his or feelings when you set the boundary. That's normal. But it says, as we start establishing our rights to have these limits, we start owning our power and truly taking care of ourselves and developing those healthy relationships with healthy boundaries. So, God, help me begin striving for healthy boundaries and healthy tolerance for myself and others.